Okay, so hopefully you guys can join this other live. I guess this will be part 2 of our Sunday talk, nail talk video. But I was while I was sitting in my truck doing the other live, my phone got really hot and it shut my phone down. And then whenever I went back to the live, it wasn't working or something. I'm not sure. So if you can see and hear me, be sure to let me know. That way, I can wait on people to get on here. But as you can see, I had to move locations because my truck got really hot. Okay, I see one person. Hey, let's see. Hey, who is this? Renee. Oh, that's really good. Yeah, Palm Mitchell I heard was a good school. I actually have never been into Palm Mitchell, but I'm pretty sure you'll like it. I do have some clients that went there. Let's see. Okay, so hopefully a lot of you guys were the same ones that were on my other live, but I was just talking about school, that I went to the program in high school and then I went to the program in college. So when I was in high school, my hours, like we were actually getting hours towards our cosmetology license. And by the time I graduated high school, I graduated with 720 hours for my cosmetology license. So then whenever I went on to college, I still needed like half, because I think here we have to, here we have to have 1,500 hours. So I needed half of my hours, and the school that I went to is actually like an actual technical college. So unlike Paul Mitchell and like other like non-traditional, or I wouldn't say non-traditional, well, yeah, like non-traditional colleges, like at Paul Mitchell, like I think you go, like I know they do Saturday schools as well. Well, my school, it was Monday through Friday. I went from 3 to 9 p.m. and whenever the colleges or like regular schools were out for like Thanksgiving, Christmas, and like spring break, we were out as well. Like we had 2 weeks for Christmas, a week for Thanksgiving. So with my school, it took a little bit longer, but at the time, like I didn't mind, because that's what I was used to with my high school, like coming straight out of high school and going into cosmetology school. Like that's what I was used to, so I didn't mind. So I was at my technical school for cosmetology for like a year, and then whenever I finished that, my scholarship that I got was good for 2 years. So, or two, for 2 years, which was 4 semesters. So I still had 1 year left, and they were like, well, since you still have a year left on your scholarship, you could just go and get your associates. So I ended up I ended up staying there and got my associates in general technology, which I'm not sure what I can use that for, but I do have my associates as well. And then a year later, because I couldn't start my instructor's license until I turned 21. So by the time I graduated with my cosmetology license and my associate's degree, I was 20. And then when I turned 21, like literally the day of, like on my birthday, I went up to the school, applied for my instructors, and I got my instructor's license actually at the end of last year. But that's because I was too lazy to go take my test. But I finished my hours for my instructor's license last 2 years ago, I think, in 2018. I got my license in 2019. Yeah, that's what it was. But that's my schooling that I did. I know the question was, did I like school? Let's see. I love your work and I've learned a lot from you. I started learning in 2018. Where did you get your lip kiss sequins? I've been looking for them, but no good. Thank you, Linda. The little lip ones I got, I think her nail is Coco Glitter Bells on Instagram, but I didn't realize that that's what she was. But I actually ordered mine on eBay. I guess she sells on eBay as well. But if you go on Instagram and look up Coco Glitter Bells, she's the one that I bought mine from. And it's been a while, so I'm not sure if she still has some, but that's who I got them from. Thank you, Isabella. Isabella, yeah. I'll definitely have to go check you out at the end of this video. Let's see. Someone said, I'm in pharmacy school and I graduate next year and I want to go to cosmetology school after this. Would you suggest me going to the technical, college route? It's a very time consuming. Okay, so again, the reason, I mean, not the reason, but the difference between going to like an actual technical college and going to like a like I know Paul Mitchell is like international. Well, I don't know if it's international, but I know it's all over the United States. But like with that, like it just takes a lot longer at a regular college, because they do, like, again, they're out for Christmas, they're out, for Thanksgivings, and I'm pretty sure that the other schools are too, but they don't get the full week or 2 weeks off, so that's why it takes longer. So when I did the program at my technical school, it takes 2 years to finish the program. But if you go to like a regular cosmetology school, it takes about 11 months. So it just depends on how in a rush you are to finish. But as far as like learning, it's all the same thing. Again, the only difference is that it just takes a lot longer to finish on going through a technical school, because they're out so much. But the good thing about doing a technical school is that they have more scholarship opportunities, so that's a really good thing as well. That way you're not going into debt or having to pay out of pocket. Let's see. Yeah, and also just a little reminder that if you want to do nails, you don't necessarily have to do the whole cosmetology program. The reason why I did the cosmetology program was because that's what my high school offered, was only cosmetology. So I'm pretty sure that if they offered just the nail program, that I probably would have done the nail program. But also with me wanting to do my instructor's license for cosmetology, it worked out just fine, because if not, I would have to go back to school to get my cosmetology license. Let's see. Shansworth. Okay, so she said, I'm currently enrolled in nail school. They sent me the state board. Do you know what an associate degree would do? Honestly, again, I only got my associate's degree because basically it was free with my scholarship. But I honestly can think of like, okay, so the way my teacher put it to me, because at first I was like, girl, I'm not doing that. But the way she put it to me was basically like, say I went to apply for a job, like say like I wanted to be a teacher at a school, and all they require for you to have is your cosmetology license. So like say I applied, and say Sally applied, and she has a cosmetology license, and I have my cosmetology license plus my associates. Most likely, it's like I'm more likely to get the job because of that associate's degree, just because they're gonna be like, oh, she has a little bit more education than Sally, because all Sally has is her cosmetology license. But Natalie, she got her associate's degree and her cosmetology license. So that's the only thing that I can think of that it could do for you. But if you don't ever plan, if you just plan on doing nails, working in a shop, then all you need is your cosmetology license. Because with my associate's degree, like, y'all, I didn't learn nothing. All we did, like, it was just like the basic classes. Like I took it was like a math class, it was like 2 English classes, a computer class, and like intro to business. But like honestly, like I didn't gain anything from that. It was just like, I feel like it was just a lot of busy work. So if you don't have to do it, I say like you really don't have to do it. Again, I just did it because it was free for me. Let's see. Okay, so someone said, is the exam hard? I'm not a good test taker. Okay, so for us, for our cosmetology license, we had to do the practical test, which honestly, like with us, our teacher was really, I think our teacher, he used to work for the board of cosmetology board, whatever it's called, and he actually used to give out the cosmetology test. So like he knew exactly how it went, so and they give you like the guidelines on like what's going to be on the test and everything. So we would just practice like I think it was like, before it got closer to the test, we would practice like once a week, and then as it got closer to the test, we would practice like every day, and we would just do it like over and over again. And we had to, because like it's timed, so he would make sure that we were finishing within that time, and then like that we were doing it correctly. So that helped a lot. But as far as the written test, it was a lot of rules and regulations. So I know each state has their own rules and regulations, but everything else was I don't want to say it's common sense, but it's things that you've done, like in cosmetology, that I'm pretty sure they'll give, like your school will give you a study guide. But a lot of the questions were rules and regulations, like basically like um like how big does the salon have, like a salon in a school has to be, how many students can they have per class, you know, like can you, I don't know, like, but just rules and regulations. But again, if you go on your state cosmetologist website, they'll have the rules and regulations. I know that they have them on like the Arkansas website, but again, all states are different. Tanisha, yes, I do change my nail files and my buffers per client. You never want to use the same one on your clients. The monomer, someone asked, how often do I change out my monomer? Okay, so my monomer, I use the little small dapping dish. So I feel like I know exactly how much to put it in there. Like when I use the glass ones, you know, those aren't that big. So I just fill it up. And then if I need a little bit more, then I pour a little bit more in there. And then I have like a little silver metal one. And that one I fill up halfway because it's a little bit bigger. And usually whatever I put in there per client, that's how much I end up using. So don't get like a super big dapping dish. Just get something small and only pour in what you need. That way you're not wasting it, because you also don't want to use the same monomer on different clients. Besides Mia Secret, what other cover beige do you recommend budget wise? Honestly, as far as like good products that are actually like professional products and that are not MMA, I think Mia Secret is one of the most like the cheapest brands that I know of. Other brands like Young Nail, Valentino, those brands are a little bit more expensive. I would also suggest looking into Nail Supply Glamour. On right now, I don't have a promo code for them. The promo code that I did have already expired, and I've been waiting on them to give me a new one, and I haven't heard back from them. I've already messaged them twice. I think they said that because everything that's going on, they've closed down their website, and then they're switching warehouses, but they were going to give me one as soon as they were able to, so I'm still waiting on that. Let me see. Okay, as far as dip products, I know Shan just said she's using Born Pretty, or she got some powders from Born Pretty and they ended up being dip powders. Can she change them into polymer powders? Okay, so honestly, I'm not too experienced with dip powders. I would say just try it. I'm pretty sure it's the same thing. I would say just go ahead and try it and see if it works for you, and then if not, then it just doesn't work, but I'm pretty sure that it will work. Thank you, Kathy. Angela said, how good is Odorless monomer? Okay, so the only two Odorless monomers that I've ever used was the Mia Secret one, which that one burns the hell, when like it burns like hell whenever you put your hand under the light. The other one was the one from Nail Supply Glamour, and that one just takes forever to dry. It just takes so long to dry. When I was using it, it was so irritating because it, like, even though I was barely even using any monomer, like it was still super runny, and like whenever I brushed the acrylic on there, like it would come right off. So that one I didn't honestly like. I said I was gonna give it another try and add a few drops of acetone to make it dry a little bit faster, because I know that's what people were telling me to do. So I'm gonna try it one more time, but those are the only two monomers that I've used. They actually do not have an odor at all, but that's the thing. One, again, burns when you put your hand under there and under the light, and then the other one just takes forever to dry, and I even like trying to put it under the light, and that didn't help either. Kayla said, how do you keep the nails from being thin? You just have to add more product. Someone has said, is it illegal to charge a cheap amount while still practicing without a license? I'm trying to practice on people, but I don't want a fine. Okay, so whenever it comes down to doing nails without a license, you can get fined. You know, if someone like basically snitches on you, or just, you know, basically reports you to the health department, you can get fined. And then I've heard that you could also they'll also make it to where you can't even get your license. I've actually have never known someone to actually get reported when it comes to nails, but you just never know. Like, people are evil. Like it's some people that are just evil and they don't like to see people doing good. The only thing about that is you just have to make sure that you're careful with who you're taking in. I know like at first it's kind of scary, but I would suggest just practicing on your family for now until you get your license, and then start working on other people. That way you don't have to worry about anyone like reporting you or anything like that. But you do want to make sure that you're careful. Angela, we talked about that earlier, where like online classes are, I mean, you can do like, it's people out there like myself, like other people out there that do nail classes, but those would not count towards your cosmetology license. When you are looking into getting your cosmetology license or your manicure license, you actually have to go to school, because it's all hands on. You literally have to clock in and clock. I think here for cosmetology is 1,500 hours, and for nails it's I think 6 or 500 hours here in Arkansas, but it's different for all of the states. But again, cosmetology is not something that you can do online to actually get your license. You actually have to go to a school. Again, there are people that offer like classes, but it's more like, oh, you just get a certificate from me saying like you completed my class or my little online course, but it does not count towards getting your cosmetology license. A cosmetology certificate or like a nail certificate is not the same thing as actually having your license. Your license will come from your department of cosmetology, and you have to renew that license every year. So just make sure that that's clear, and I don't want you guys to get in trouble. Yeah, Angela, that's the thing. Like, it's all hands on. It's not like you can do a manicure on the phone, or even just watching, like you're watching somebody do a manicure is not the same as you actually doing it. So I would suggest, looking for schools in your area. Now, what I do suggest, like when you're looking into going into cosmetology school, or just nails, like I would suggest just doing your research to see what's in your area. Hold on, y'all. Just okay, so I would suggest just looking for like schools in your area, and then how a lot of schools, they offer services. So like I know my school did, like anybody can walk in and get a service. I would suggest just going in for a service and not even telling anyone like that you're looking into going to school there. Just go in for a service, act like a customer, get your toes done, get a manicure done, and see what it's like, what the environment is like before you even apply for the school. That way, because I feel like when you schedule a tour, they're gonna like try to put on a front, or like try to be all nice, or try to like go above and beyond to show you the school. So I would say just go in and to actually see what it's like, a everyday type of regular day in their school. And then if you decide like, okay, this is something that I like the school, then you can go in and schedule a tour or whatever. But again, I do suggest that you go in there and just act like a normal client at first. And I always tell people that, like, I have clients, I know I have a client in particular that was looking into a cosmetology school, and that's what I told her to do, and she went and did that at like different schools, and then she finally picked one school and she scheduled her tour. Let me see. Yeah, see, who is that? Chocolate one. Yeah, so like they put on a front, like whenever you go like for a tour, like I feel like they would even tell their students like, okay, y'all, like act normal, like don't act a fool or something. But then whenever you actually go to the school, like people show their true colors. So I definitely say just go in for a service, and then if you decide that that's something you want to do, then go in for a tour. uh Someone said, not trying to knock anyone's side hustle, but some ladies charge way too much. You could use that money to pay for nail school. Illinois is 1,500 to 3,500. Everyone's different. I that was one of my main things. Like people were asking me to do like one-on-one classes, and like I bought the kits and everything, but that was my thing. Like I didn't want to charge too much, and I also didn't want to charge too low to where I'm not even, like basically to where I'm not losing, basically to where I'm making a profit off of it. So that's what's really been holding me back. But also you have to take into consideration that like you know, like, yes, you know, some people charge a lot, but you know, it's also, you're basically paying for their knowledge. And we pay, I know like cosmetology school is like $20,000. So you know, like, you're paying not only just for their time, but I mean, some people, you know, they include the kit. I know for me, I was gonna, well, I have kids that includes like basically what I gave away, which was like the practice hand, the acrylic system, colored acrylics, gel polish, nail drill, lights. Like, it would come with all of that. So I had to make sure that, you know, like, I was gonna be able to make my money back and not end up losing, and also making sure that, you know, it's basically worth my time, if we're being honest. You know, I didn't want to be at a loss. So that was my main thing. But I do definitely feel like a lot of people charge a lot. And then also, there's even a lot of people out there that are doing nails or doing nail classes that I honestly don't even want to say this, but I'm just, you know, if we're just keeping it honest, like, it's a lot of people out there that are offering nail classes who have not even yet perfected their craft. So you don't want to, you also want to make sure that if you do decide to take a class from someone, to make sure that they know exactly what they're doing. Because a lot of the time, them same people that you're taking a class from are people that are watching videos still, that are, you know, like, still learning. So make sure that, again, you're getting your money's worth if you do decide to take a class from someone. Hello strangers. So the nail drill bit that I use to smooth out the acrylic is the extra, I use the extra fine drill bit. You can find it on Amazon, and it's by Pana. So just type in Pana nail drill bits, and then just, you can just type in extra fine. Unique Renee say, when you did your very first client nails, were you scared? I have people that want me to do their nails. I'm scared of what they'll think about my process and how they'll like them. I try not to get discouraged. Okay, so when it comes to doing your first client, that's why I say, like, go ahead and practice, like, on your family and, you know, friends. That way you kind of build up your confidence, or like, you feel a little bit more comfortable. And then eventually, like, whenever, okay, let me just put it like this. I know people ask me all the time, like, how do you know when you're ready to start taking clients? And honestly, to me, I feel like whenever your nails are staying on, they're not popping off, they're not lifting up, they're not breaking off, and the polish is staying on really good, that's when you can start taking clients. For me, I would do my little sister's nails, I would do my nails, I would do my friend's nails, and as time went by, I would check their nails, like, let me see your nails, you know, to see if they're lifting, so I could use that as like constructive criticism for myself, so I know what I need to, you know, do differently. So that's what I would suggest. But as far as like actually working on clients, you know, just make sure that you let them know, like, hey, you know, like, I'm still learning, I'm still a beginner. So, you know, just know that, you know, they're probably not going to be perfect. But you know, it is a little bit uncomfortable at first when you first do nail or people's nails that you don't know, but it's all about just making them feel comfortable, you know, just talking to them. Also, another big thing is making sure that, excuse me, that you're organized with your things. That way, when you're doing, like, say, your first set on someone, you can sit there and hold a conversation, and also, you know where everything is. That way, it doesn't take up a lot of time for you to find your nail file, find your buffer, find your drill bit, have everything organized, and that helps a lot as well. Also, another thing that I want to mention is, like, whenever you do start taking clients, y'all, please, like, we're not like, you know, like, I feel like us, we're not like the regular nail shop where you just go in, get your nails done, they don't care if you come back or not. You want to make sure that you, like, build that relationship with your clients. It's not all about just doing someone's nails and that's it. Like, you have to build that relationship with your clients. And that's why now, like, I'm able to not accept new clients, because my clients keep coming back. The same people that I did 4 years ago, 5 years ago, I'm still doing their nails now, because they're like, it's to the point where, like, we're like friends. Like, all of my clients, I can honestly, like, text them, call them whenever I feel like it. And these are people that I didn't know. Like, once upon a time, I didn't know these people at all. Like, maybe I did, you know, like, their cousin's nails, and then they referred, you know, her, and that's kind of how they came about. So these people I didn't know at all, but I was able to build that relationship with them. It's to the point where I know, like, you know, their kids, their mom, their, you know, like, just by talking to them, they, you know, they open up to you, because not only are you their nail tech, like, you basically become their friend, their therapist, their everything. So Again, it's really important that you build those relationships with your clients. I know when I took a break in December from doing nails, like my clients were struggling to find, like I know I had two people in particular, or one, okay, I'm gonna talk about one. She went to like somebody else to get their nails done, and she was like, the girl was like 20 to 30 minutes late to her appointment. And then she said it took her like 3 or 4 hours to do her nails, and then she like overcharged. Like she said she charged a lot. And then she said she wasn't even talking to her like at all. She was like, she would ask her questions and she wouldn't even answer. Like she wasn't saying much. So it's like that makes people feel uncomfortable. Make sure that again you talk to your clients. Even if it's just like, hey, how are you? Like, do you go to school? Do you work? And if you feel like then that client is not really talking much, then you kind of, you might want to just, okay, just do their nails, whatever. But you will have those clients that talk to you, and it's okay to talk back to them. I know, like me and my clients, y'all, we the whole time just sitting there talking. Let's see. And see, that's another thing, like Angela, like that's what keeps your clients coming, is that relationship that you build with them. Because it's not just them going to get their nails done, it's them wanting to talk to you, them wanting to vent, them just wanting to relax. Let me see. Yeah, that's another thing. Itzel, she said, I'm such a chatterbox, lol, but I'm in school and they make it clear to be a listener and less of a talker. I mean, that's exactly what I mean. Like, when they first come in, like greet them, and then if they start talking to you, then absolutely, go in there and listen to them, and just talk to them. But if you, then that's why I said, like, if you see that they're not talking much, then like you don't have to do that much talking, but do make sure that you greet them from the beginning, and just make them feel welcome. Yes, you do have, who is that? Someone said, do you need to go to school for nails? Yes, you do have to have a license to be able to do nails on other people. Veronica, yeah, I'm outside. I was in my truck and my phone got really hot to where it shut my phone down. So I just came to the back of my house, or my parents' house. And my dad put up a hammock the other day. And I'll show you. Like, he made, I think this was like 2 years ago for my birthday. He made this little thing right here with like the swings and the bench. And then he just put in this hammock yesterday. So I'm just sitting back here. So it is pretty peaceful. Let's see. Okay, Allison, she said, how do you avoid getting acrylic stuck to your brush? Okay, so when you're working, you want to make sure that you're wiping your brush off a lot on a paper towel. I use the Vivo paper towels. I highly recommend those, because if you use other different paper towels, like the cheaper kind, the acrylic will not wipe off your brush really easily. So that's one thing, wiping your brush off when you're working. And another thing is making sure that you you soak your brush off in brush cleaner after each set for like 10 minutes. Let the acrylic come, like any acrylic that's stuck in your brush is gonna come off, and that's how you keep it nice and clean. And then also, it could just be your brush. Like if you do those two things but you're still getting acrylic stuck on your brush, I would suggest looking into a different brush. That would help as well. Y'all, my neighbor just started mowing his grass, so I'm pretty sure it's about to get loud. Let's see. Somebody, Erica said, UV light, drill, and brush recommendations to start off. Okay, so if you have an Instagram, you can go on my page, and then on my little stories or my highlights, there's a highlight that says materials needed for acrylic nails, and I show everything that I recommend. As far as the UV light, I use the I use the Madam Glam nail light, which is the Holly light. I use the Scarlet nail drill. I do highly recommend that one. And my brush, I use the Alpha brush. And now I'll be sure to leave the link. I don't know if I can leave the link here, but if you go on there, like, I have the links to everything on there. Let's see. Thank you, Crystal, and congratulations, Lime. I'm pretty sure that it's really exciting. I know when I was almost like close to being done with school, it was like the best thing, y'all, because like I stated earlier, like, school is not for me. Like, I don't, is it true that you can only do the 3 brush method with gel polish? Girl, no. Like, I remember when I was in school, they used to tell us that, like, you had to do one stroke in the middle and then two on the sides. And I could never do it. So just apply the polish under how you feel comfortable doing it. It's not, I mean, like, I guess it is like a certain method, but you don't necessarily have to stick to that. Just stick to whatever makes you feel comfortable. As long as the end result looks good, it doesn't matter if you do one stroke, two strokes, three, four, five. It doesn't matter as long as you feel comfortable doing it and it works for you. Again, the UV light that I'm using is by Madam Glam. It's the Holly lamp. I do have a promo code for them, and then if you are part of the VIP program, you can get 50%. I don't know if you get 50% on that, but I'll check on that. But I use the Holly light. RC, who is this? RSC Nails. Sugar is inside. He was in the truck with me and he got hot, so I took him in the house. And no, he don't need another daughter. We got Honey, and Honey is a handful. Like, Honey, y'all, is so bad. She is so bad. It still said, girl, I just want to have a regular Q&A with you. LOL, you're so welcoming. I feel like you're your friend. Y'all, like, trust me, this is what I wanted. And like, whenever I first decided to do my YouTube, I wanted to keep it professional because I am a licensed nail tech. I didn't want to be the kind to, like, be on here cussing and everything. Don't get me wrong, like, everybody has their own personality. Some people are just, outgoing like that. But as far as me, like, I know who my audience is. I know that I have, like, younger people watching me. So I want to keep it, nice and clean, but also making it feel, making people feel comfortable. I know a lot of the time I don't get to answer everyone's messages, like, especially on Instagram, because, I do run my nail business. I have my YouTube, I have my website, and then I also have my personal life. So I kind of have to find a balance in between all of those. But I try to do my best. That's why I'm trying to do a little bit more lives, because of that same reason that I don't get to answer everyone's DMs. I was trying my hardest. Like, once upon a time I deleted all of them, and I was making sure that every single DM that I got, that I answered. But it's so hard to keep up, y'all. And like, I turned my notifications off on my phone because my phone would literally be dead within an hour from all the notifications that I get. But again, just, like, every now and then, like, I go through my DMs and like answer everything that I can. But like, even the comments on my YouTube channel, like, I tried my hardest to keep up with them, but it's just so many. And just know that I'm really grateful for, the love and support that you guys show me. But please understand that I'm only one person and I can't get to everything. I wish that I could, but just know that you're always free to ask questions. And when you catch a live, I'll be sure to try to answer everyone's questions. But yeah. Let's see. Question: do you need diploma, GED for school? Actually, I know here in Arkansas, like I said, it's different for every state, so you would kind of have to do your little research. But you do have to have either a GED or your high school diploma to go into cosmetology school. Let's see. Rosy Ramirez, the best way to reach me, I mean, you can email me at, my email is natalie3250@gmail.com. But even with that, like, a lot of the time, like, y'all, I promise, I get so many emails and messages. So, like, it's kind of hard. So if you have a question, just let me know. And I'll do my hardest to answer your question. But I don't, like, don't ever feel any type of way if I don't answer, your question. It's just, like, even out here, like, I'm trying to swipe through all the comments, and I keep losing my spot. So I just wanted you guys to know that. Always Mitzi, I think that's her name. Thank you so much, girl. Yeah, see, that was another thing. Like, that's what kind of inspired me to do my YouTube channel. She said, honestly, you're so sweet to be able to share your tips and tricks. I feel like a lot of the time this industry can be very jealous and envious one of one another. You're amazing for being willing to share. And thank you so much for that. And again, that was really one of the main reasons why I wanted to do my YouTube channel, because when was learning. Like, people didn't want to share what glue they use, what tips they use, what acrylic they use. And it's like, how are you going to be doing a YouTube channel teaching us how to do nails, but you don't want to share the products that you're using? So I told myself, like, you know, whenever I start my YouTube channel, you know, I'm gonna be as informative as I can, because like I feel like that's the only way to do it. And like, even then, like, I always tell like myself, like, you know, like, when you're jealous and when you're envious and when you don't want to share your, you know, your knowledge, that's when you like basically block your blessings. But with me being so open and willing to share people as much as, you know, help people as much as I can, I feel like that's why I'm steady, like, you know, being blessed or getting blessed, because I'm so willing to help. Don't get me wrong, I can be a bitch when, you know, when I have to, but I'm always willing to help, as long as, you know, like, it's, you know, respect coming both ways. You know, everything's gonna be fine. But I'm a pretty understanding person. I'm a pretty helpful person. I have, you know, everybody has their two sides to them, but on here I'm the nice person. I'm the nice Natalie on YouTube. Okay, Amanda, she asked tips on how to get the acrylic off the skin. Okay, so the only way to get the acrylic off the skin is really by really just picking it off your skin. But you want to make sure that you avoid even doing that, even getting acrylic on the skin when you're applying the acrylic. That way you're not having to go through that, because it is pretty hard to get it off, and most likely your nails will live. So most likely you're getting acrylic on the skin because, one, you're working with too much product, or two, your product is too wet. So if you go on YouTube on the search bar and just type in Natalie liquid to ratio practice sheet, you will find a practice sheet that you can use to basically learn how to pick up the right amount of acrylic for when you're working with acrylic nails. Let's see, Sale said, yes, my instructor told me she knows of other teachers that are very jealous with their own students, teaching only the basics, not any nail art or extra. See, honestly, like, I know my first teacher from high school, what am I trying to say? She focused more on like haircuts, because outside of the school she was a hairdresser as well, of course, and she did a lot more hair color and haircuts. Now, my teacher in high school and college, it was one teacher that I believe they told us that she used to do nails, and she never really taught me anything, to be honest. Like, by the time I got to college, I was already doing nails, so she never really like reached out to me to try to help me if I had any questions or anything. I don't know if it was because maybe she thought that I just knew everything or what, but she never really taught me. I don't want to say that she's jealous, but I do understand where you're coming from and saying that like she didn't want to really, like, some teachers don't want to share much, which is crazy, because I feel like if you're like that, like, why are you even like a teacher? You know, if you're not willing to teach people, like, why are you even going into that industry? Let me see. Sarah, okay, Sarah said, my nails keep lifting, but I'm prepping correctly. Let's see. She said, my nails keep lifting and I'm prepping correctly. Any other thing you think I may be doing wrong? Most likely you're not following around the cuticle area really good back here with your nail drill. You want to make sure that you seal the acrylic around your cuticle area really, really good, because any little water, any moisture, anything that gets trapped underneath the nail is going to cause the nail to lift, and that's really where like 80% of your lifting will come from. So make sure that you're using that extra fine drill bit to get all around that cuticle area. That's why I always say that the way to know that if you filed good enough is until you're able to see where the cuticle is, where the natural nail is, and where the acrylic is. Let's see. Yeah, see, Jazz, let's see, who is that? Jazz Nail, she said, thank you. My old nail tech did that to me. She was not sharing knowledge. I learned from you. Thank you. Thank you, girl. And yes, like, I'm surprised that so many people are like that. Like, why? Like, that's what I don't understand. Like, why are you why are you applying for this job when you don't want to teach? That's kind of like the people that work at like retail and like they have an attitude, or like, or no, I'm not even gonna say real retail. I'm trying to say like the people that work at restaurants that have to talk to people every day, like, and then they be having an attitude. Like, why are you even like in this industry if you don't like talking to people? You know, same thing. Like, why are you wanting to be a teacher when you don't want to teach what you know? Like, it's crazy. Let me see. Someone said, when I apply the gel polish to the nails and put it under the UV light, it comes out with wrinkles. Any tips? Okay, most likely you're either not putting the hand on there for long enough. I would suggest curing the nails for a little bit longer, or it could also be that your UV light is not strong enough. Make sure that you're using one with, I think it's over 30 watts. I would suggest just getting like a 54, I think it's 54 watt, but make sure that, again, you're curing for long. RS Nails, she said, what's the best way to crimp your acrylic brush? Honestly, the brushes that I buy from Alpha Brush already come crimped, which means that they're basically pressed to where they're nice and flat. Have you ever tried going to your nail supply store and seeing, because I know they be having a machine that does, like, they put the brush on there and then they, like, I don't know, they tighten it basically or press it down. That's the only way that I know of. I don't know if there's something that, maybe some pliers where you just squeeze that part together. Honestly, I'm not sure, and I don't want you to mess up your brush by listening to me, but I would suggest going to your local nail supply store and seeing if they do it, because I know mine do. I don't know if they do it for other people, but when you buy a brush from them, they do have a machine to press, to crimp them. She said, what should I keep in mind for state boards? Is it more EPA and all of that, or honestly it's like a mixture of like actual like cosmetology related things or nail related things, and like safety and health and regulations. So I would definitely kind of study all of that. I feel like a lot of the rules and safety, the regulations were not necessarily common sense, but they kind of like, we were literally doing a test on that every day when we went to class. So like even now I could probably tell you all the rules and regulations because that's how much we studied them. So you do want to make sure that you do like probably like even um a little bit of both, I guess I could say. The cuticle oil, somebody said, when do you apply the cuticle oil? So the cuticle oil is not necessarily mandatory. It's just for when you take the pictures, their fingers don't look dry. But I usually apply it at the very end after we cured the nails and everything. I just apply it on their cuticles so their hands don't look too dry. And I just like apply it on the back and that's it. So you don't have to do it, but that's just something that we do to make the picture look a lot better. Who is this? Josette Long Nails. She said, what is the best drill for beginners and drill bits to use? Okay, so I use the Scarlet nail drill, which works really, really good for me. I've been using it since last year in June, and I haven't had no complaints at all whatsoever. I will be sure to leave that link down below for you, girl, so you can go check it out. And then I'm not sure, I think, I think I do have some drill bits from Melody Susie as well. But y'all, my throat itch. But I use the ones from Amazon, which is the extra fine drill bit. Y'all, I'm over here watching like the wasps. It's a whole bunch of wasps out here, so I'm trying to make sure that I'm watching out for them. Let's see. Oh, thank you. Who is that? RSC Nails. Thank you, girl. Okay, so Shan said, how did you come up with the name Get Nail 32? Honestly, I don't even remember, but I know the 32 people, a lot of the time people are like, what does the 32 stand for? And the 32, you know how when you're in elementary school or high school or middle school, whatever, they give you like your ID number, your lunch number. So 32 is the first two digits to my lunch number. And like whenever, I don't know, like that's just the number that kind of stuck to my head was 32. Like I always use 32 for everything, like whether it was a password or something, I always put or used to put 32 at the end of it because it was a number that it was always in my mind. But that's just what it is. Let's see. And Get Nailed was just kind of like, I wanted it to represent like actually getting your nails done, like me like doing someone's nails. So that's kind of how that came about. And then when I got my logo made, that's what I wanted my logo to represent, like somebody actually getting their nails done, like getting nailed. So that's how that came about. Let's see. Tania Rivera asks, what products do you recommend for beginners? I've been using the Kiss to start, but it sucks. Yeah, that one definitely is not good. I always recommend the Mia Secret acrylic system. Again, it's really good for beginners. It gives you enough time to work with it, and it's really inexpensive as well. Alex said, when was the last time you exfoliated? Like, do I really look that bad? Like, who is this? Somebody said, where do you get the practice bead sheet from? Okay, if you go on YouTube and just type in Natalie Carmona liquid to powder ratio, you will see the video with the practice sheet, and just go in the description of that video and you'll find the link. Faith, she asks, how long does it take to go to school and get your license? All schools are different. It depends on what kind of school you go to, whether it's a technical college or just a regular cosmetology school. And then it also depends on how often you go. But some cosmetology schools, it takes... Also, it depends on if you do cosmetology or just nails. I'm honestly not sure how long it takes for just nails. I did cosmetology school. At my technical school, it took 2 years. But if you just do a regular cosmetology school, I believe it's like 11 months, 11 to 12 months. Okay, so question was, what nail drill bit do you use when removing lifting from nails when you're doing a fill? I just usually, whenever I'm prepping the nails for a fill, I remove the not liquid, but the colored acrylic or gel polish before we start the fill, of course. And I just use the extra coarse drill bit, or you can use a coarse, but I do make sure that it's the safety one. That way it's like rounded at the top, so you don't actually file on the natural nail. And with this one, you just want to go back and forth around that wherever the lifting is and just remove that. I do suggest that when you're removing lifting, that if it's a lot of lifting to where it's lifted like all the way towards like the tip of the nail, that you just go ahead and take it off, because it's, you know, it's gonna break off eventually. Yeah, the again, the link to the practice sheet is under that video, which is the liquid to powder ratio video. Yeah, as far as the name, like creating a name for yourself, just create something that you like, something that's meaningful to, I mean, not necessarily meaningful to you, because Get Nail 32 really isn't like something meaningful to me, I guess I could say. So just something that you want to stick to. Someone said, please answer this question. I need to log in my logo name. How do I go by doing that? Thank you. Okay, so whenever, as far as like making sure that nobody else like in your state uses your same name, whenever you go to register for your LLC through your state treasurer, they basically, like, once you pick the name, nobody else can use that name. So whenever I went to get my LLC, she put my name in this, like, she asked me like, what's my business name basically, and I told her Get Nail 32, and she go in the system, and if it's not taken, then of course, you know, you can make sure that you put your name in, and then you get, you know, your article of organization saying that, you know, Get Nail 32 is basically your name. And once that's in the system, like, if, like, say the next person want to go in and get a business, like, or like their LLC with that same name, they're not going to be able to. As far as my logo, I got my logo made by K Designs on Instagram. She did really good on it, and it's exactly what I wanted. Who is this? Like, why does it matter how much I wait? Like, let's see. Okay. Somebody asks, have you used the Glam and Glitz monomer? Yes, I have used their Glam and Glitz monomer, and it worked really good. The only thing about it was, like, the powders, some were a little bit harder to work with, as far as them, like, being too greedy, I guess I could say. I would definitely have to give them a try again. Well, actually, I added them to the giveaway, so I actually gave them away, but I think I did keep like a few of them, so I'll have to give them another try. But those were the colored acrylics. Now the other, like the regular clear and the pink and the white, those worked really, really good for me. Let's see. Thank you, Sarah. Like, I'm really like, who is this asking all these questions, talking about some, show them my feet, and have I exfoliated, and how much do I weigh? Like, y'all, it's some crazy people out here in this world. Like, I don't understand. Somebody said, when I pick up the acrylic powder and apply it to the nail, it comes out very liquidy, even though if I wipe off all the products. Okay, that just means that you're using way too much liquid. Again, if you just get or download or go watch, not download, but yeah, download the sheet and watch the video on liquid to powder ratio, that definitely will help you a lot. Let's see. I lost my spot. Yeah, I keep losing my spot. Who is this? Somebody said, could I use OPI competition with me a secret powder? I have never used it, but you can definitely give it a try and see how it works out for you. Who is that? I guess that's our neighbor's dog. Does colored acrylic take longer to soak off? Honestly, it's like about the same time. Just make sure that whenever you're soaking off nails that you follow the acrylic down as much as you can. That way the soaking process is just, it doesn't take as long. Someone said, have you used the Profile Backstage acrylic powder? Honestly, I had never even heard of that. Like, to be honest, I've never heard of that. Somebody said, is it costly to get an LLC? It's different in all states. I think here in Arkansas it's only like $45. But once you do that, you have to pay what's called franchise tax, and that's like $150. Now whenever I talked to my accountant, she said that other states charge like $350, like $350 to get it. So it depends on what state you're in. So you have to just go, I think if you just go to like your state treasurer, whether online or like at their office, they'll be able to answer those questions for you, or you can just call up there and ask. Somebody said, what do I use to make unicorn nails? As far as like making the little ridges, you can just use gel, like clear gel, and just draw the little lines. It's been so long since I did that. Faith, I got my shirt from Fashion Nova. It says Linda. Wait. Oh yeah, it says Linda pero loca. So it's basically like beautiful but crazy. And it's from Fashion Nova. Yeah, I blocked that person, y'all. Have you tried Royal Nail Supplies? I actually have a kit or like a set of acrylics that she sent me this week, so I need to try them out. I just don't want to do it on a practice hand. I want to do it on somebody, so I'm probably gonna try it out on my mom, and I am gonna record so you guys can see how I like it. Elizabeth, the website is going to be up on the 10th. Again, I was trying to wait a little bit because I didn't want to send out packages and then people's stuff get lost with everything that's going on and so many places shutting down. But I'm going to go ahead and launch the website. If anything before that changes, I'll be sure to post about it. But I'm going to post about it tomorrow on my Instagram, saying that the website will be going up on Friday, which is, April 10th. Tania, the nail tips that I recommend are going to be on my website. I use the clear ones and the natural ones, and and they work really good for me because they're not super thin, so when you follow them, they're not like all flimsy and stuff. So I love the nail tips that I use, or the nail tips that I use, which are the same ones that will be on my website. Angel, no, I'm not doing nails at the moment. We did get not a notice, but the government or the health department, whatever, they did come out last week and told us that we had to shut down our shops because of everything that's going on. So I already didn't work the week of the 23rd to the 27th, or I didn't work that week because I was supposed to be in Miami. So I decided to just go ahead and take that week off anyways, and then I didn't work last week because the shutdown. So it's been 2 weeks. Let me see. I keep losing my spot. Somebody said, would you take up a nail course and / class with Young Nail or Valentino? Do I have to, like, are my nails not good enough to where I have to go take a nail course? I'm not really, I've never even seen any of their nail courses, honestly. Not trying to be rude or anything, but I know that they have different people under them that do nails, but I never even seen any of their courses, to be honest. Dulce Flores, as far as the table, y'all, it don't matter if you're using a nail desk, a coffee table, like it doesn't matter. You don't want to spend way too much money as the beginner on a table, because yeah, that's the last thing you need to be worried about. You need to worry about your foundation, if the nails are staying on, if the nails are breaking off, whatever. Focus on that, and then with whatever money you start making, save that up to buy you something nice. If you just go on Facebook Marketplace, I'm pretty sure you can find a good nail table on there if you specifically want a nail table. I know I would, like, a lot of my tables that I had were from Facebook Marketplace, or like like the little online yard sales. I know this table that I have was like my very first brand new nail table, which was definitely what am I trying to say? I deserved my nail table because I waited so long to finally actually get a nail table that I wanted. And it was expensive. But again, you don't need that. Jasmine, as far as practice hands, all of the practice hands really are not too good. I suggest practicing on, I mean, you said your nails are already damaged from practicing on yourself, but what you can do is just do a little bit of cuticle oil on your nail bed on all of them. That way the nails can come off really easily. Of course, you would skip the prepping step, just go in and practice your acrylic application, but I would again suggest working on other people as well, because it's a lot different doing your nails on yourself and doing them on somebody else. Natasha, not, blah, blah, blah. Natasha. Okay, she said it's hard since you aren't working. This is one of my fears with going into nails for times like this. Honestly, this is something that nobody, like, there's nothing that we can do about it, but just listen to them. I know it's people still here in Arkansas doing nails, and that's on them, if they want to get fined, if they want to get their license taken away, because I think here in Arkansas, they said if they catch you still doing hair and nails, whatever, like that, you can get fined up to $1,000, 30 days in jail, and they can even take your license away. So if you're willing to risk that, then by all means, that's up to you. But as far as me, I with me especially having my cosmetology license and my instructor's license, that's just something that I don't want to risk getting taken away from me. But I'm blessed enough to where I have my other incomes, so I'm not in a complete loss. Yes, I am losing money because I'm not actually doing nails, so I'm not making that money. But again, I'm very blessed to have other incomes to where I'm not at a complete loss. But as far as like people that do this as a full-time job and this is their only income, yes, I can see how it could be hard for them. But I mean, nothing like this had ever happened in my lifetime. I'm 23 years old, and this is the very first time that something like this happens. So none of us seen this happen, so it's not something that we can control or anything. But I am very scared. I mean, it would be something really scary for someone who's this is their only income. But again, all we can do is just kind of pray about it, and hopefully this goes by quickly. Leisha Thomas, is a nail certificate worth it? Again, if you want to do nails on other people, you have to have your nail license or cosmetology license. A certificate, like your license, has to come exactly from the health department. It can't come from Natalie. It can't come from Valentino. It can't come from Nail Supply. Whoever. Like, your license comes from your state cosmetology board or whatever. That's the only license that you need. Other than that, certificates are just like, if I was to do a nail class and you just get like a certificate of completion with me, like that's not even like, that's not a nail license. Your nail license, you actually have to clock your hours, you have to take your state board test, and that's how you get your license. But if you think like, oh, let me go take a nail class with such and such, and that's good enough for me to have to do nails, like that's not acceptable. Like, I don't care, but like this, I'm just saying, because of the state board and the state laws, like you have to have your license. Dulce Flores, she said, my high school cosmetology only accepts 20 people. I still have 1 year till I can apply, but is there any tips you have? Honestly, girl, I was in your same shoes when I was in the 10th grade, because a lot of people want, like, okay, so with the cosmetology program that we had, it was like a whole separate school. It was like a technical school for high school, and they had like culinary, they had a cosmetology, they had automotive technology and all that stuff. And like, I feel like a lot of people just wanted to take those programs, not necessarily because they wanted to actually learn how to do nails or hair or work on cars or cook. They just wanted to get out of the normal school and go somewhere else. So I was scared that I wasn't going to get my place in the program, but they just kind of accept anybody. And then honestly, that's how it was with me. Like, they just kind of accept anybody. But they, when I first started going, they would do like a orientation type of thing, and you go and you had to have all your paperwork. And I even like I was so scared that I wasn't gonna get my place, so I had like a little book with pictures of my work to basically just show them like I'm serious, like, you know, like I am serious. But it was really like who brought their paperwork and all that stuff, and that's really how they picked their students out. But then even whenever they did pick them out, I can't remember how. I know it was 2 classes that they had, 2 Cosmo 1 classes, and I can't remember exactly how many kids they could accept. But I thankfully was one of them. And then after that, I think after that year, they no longer did the orientation. They kind of just took people in, however. Oh wow, yeah. So somebody said, yeah, because of somebody said down here in Kansas City, Missouri, it's 500 to 600 months. 500 to 6. Oh, okay. So she's saying that in Kansas City, Missouri, if they catch you doing nails during this time with the quarantine and all this stuff, they can get fined up to $500, 6 months in jail, and yes, $500 and 6 months in jail. So it's definitely not worth it. All you can do is kind of just listen to what they're telling us to do. You know, it's so many rumors going around about what it is, about the virus, the 5G, this, and the other. But I tell myself, like, you know, don't stress about it. Whatever happens is going to happen, whether it's the government trying to do something, whatever it is, like, it's going to happen. Like, us posting about it, it's not really going to do anything. It's not going to change their mind. It's just going to happen. And all we can do is just sit back and let everything just kind of go by, and then we can get back to work. I'm sorry, y'all. I think it's all this pollen back here. It got my throat itching. Dixie said, is a size brush too big? A size 12 size too big? I think all brands are different. As far as I'm trying to think, is my Alpha 12 brush big? Okay, if you're looking into Alpha brush, I would suggest doing like a number. Is it a 9 that I have? Yeah, a 9 is a good enough size. But I think I have a 12 and it is a little bit bigger, but I always suggest that if you're a beginner, you go with like a 8 or 9, because it's not too big and you're like not able to pick up as much product, which is what you don't want as a beginner, because then your nails are going to be really thick. A certificate, okay, so a certificate is just like if I was to do an online course with you, and then I just give you a certificate at the end. It just says like Mari Nunez did a nail class with Get Nail 32. That's all it's saying. Like, it's not a license. It's just like a, like when school, like when you're in elementary school or middle school or whatever. Yeah, it's a freaking bug in my face. And you get like perfect attendance or citizenship certificate. Is the same thing. It's just like a little reward for doing their class, basically. That's what it is. So it really doesn't do anything for you if you don't have your license. Like, yeah, you, of course, you learn from them, but other than that, like, legally, the certificate doesn't do anything. Alondra, the Nail Supply Glamour promo code is not working right now. I know it does say that it's expired. I've already contacted them twice, and they said they were going to get back to me, but I still haven't heard from them, so I don't want to keep blowing them up. I think because of the quarantine, they're located in Dallas, and because of the quarantine, they are in a shutdown, so I think that's why it's taking so long. But as soon as I get a promo code for them, I'll be sure to give it to you guys. Leilani, that's a pretty name. Leilani, she said, what's the best monomer if I can't get the Mia Secret? out of all of the brands that I've used, I think all of them have been really, really good. It just depends on how much you're willing to spend, because other brands are more expensive. But Glam and Glitz was really good. Young No is really good as well. Nail Supply Glamorous Monomer was good as well. So really all of them I would recommend, but again, you know, it just depends on how much you're willing to spend. Let's see. Mia's Secret is it's not MMA, it's EMA, so you don't have to worry about it, you know, like being MMA. Okay, Justice said, Mia's Secret is running even if I drain my brush off on a dapping dish and use the right ratio. Could it be my brush soaking up too much monomer? It definitely could be your brush just soaking up way too much monomer, but Mia's Secret is more on the runny side just because it's good for beginners. That way it doesn't dry up really fast. So I do a few drops of, like, okay, so to make it not as runny, just do a few drops of acetone into your monomer, and that's gonna help it from being so runny. That's usually what I have to do. Like, I still like Mia's Secret, but that's the only problem with it. What kind of caviar do you suggest? I actually have some caviar on my that will be back on my website, and that's honestly the only caviar that I've ever used, and it works really good for me. Yeah, I'm going to get some water because my throat is steady itching. Thank you. Who is this? Mariah. Thank you, Mariah. Let me see. What's something you can use for the smell? You can use a air purifier. I have one from Amazon that oh, I thought it was a bug. I use Nail Supply Glamour. Y'all, my mom, like, look, my mom was not playing about this quarantine, y'all. This is like our shed in the back. She has water, some oil. She has cans of beans, some mixed vegetables. She has some conchas in here. She has some cereal. Oh, I'm gonna get this. Some cereal. She has some sugar. She has paper tissue. I'm forgetting to get one of these. She has these, like, these are like some Mexican, like, what are these? Barritas de piña. It's like, what would these be? Kind of like, a fruit snack. No, not fruit snacks. Like, what, like a granola bar, but it's not granola. It's like pineapple in the middle and then like shortbread on the sides, kind of. But yeah, let me see. Can I turn this over? Okay, there you go. Sorry, y'all. I know I'm over here doing the most, but my throat was itching, and I didn't want to have to get off the live, so I just walked over here. And then, oops, I got me a snack while I was at it as well. Yeah, girl, everybody got their own little stash. My parents went and bought a deep freezer yesterday and bought a whole bunch of meat and a whole bunch more food because we don't know if we're going to get shut down completely as well. Like, right now, we have a curfew, which is like we can't go out past, let me put my water down. We can't go out past like 9 p.m. So that's what we have going on out here right now. Let's see. Somebody said them conchitas be busting. My boyfriend's my BF Mexican, and I tear them up every time. I honestly don't like the kind that you get from like the store like that. I like the ones from the paneria, like the fresh conchas. That's what I like. But see, these is like, it's like a bar with like pineapple in the middle, like pineapple jelly, I guess, in the middle, and it's so good. Sorry, I got this thing in my hand. I can't even scroll through my comments. Okay. So somebody just asked to show my nails. These are the nails that I have on right now. I use the Valentino acrylic system, which I really, really like. And I will be posting the video this week. Then I just dropped my barrita. The best nail tips, again, the nail tips that I use that I really like and recommend are the ones that are going to be back on my website. I like them because they're not so thin like other nail tips, like they're not flimsy or anything, so I really like them. Thank you, Kat. Oh, I didn't want to flip you off, but thank you, Kathy. She said she likes the bling around the cuticle area. Leilani. Sorry. Y'all I really like that name, Leilani. No, you can use different brands together. It really doesn't matter. Y'all, let me know, like, okay, so I'm in the process, like, I'm not gonna tell y'all the full details, but I'm in the process of doing something like huge right now. Or not right now at this very moment, but you know. And my groomer, or Sugar and Honey's groomer, not my groomer, but Sugar and Honey's groomer, she was telling me that I should film it because, you know, it's probably people out there that would be interested in knowing like what I'm doing and the process and my experience. But it's something more personal, not nail related, but it's something more personal. So a lot of the time, I just feel like you know how people blog, you know, and all that stuff, like I feel like my life is not interesting enough for me to blog anything, because y'all, I don't do nothing, like, especially right now, like during this quarantine, like, I mean, there's nothing to do, but like, other than me doing nails, like, I don't do anything but, like, you know, being with my boyfriend and with Sugar and Honey and chill and watch TV. But I feel like my life's not interesting enough. So I did record a video the other day, and I'm probably gonna re-record the video because I looked a mess. But let me know if that's something that you guys would want me to do. Again, I'm not going to tell you exactly yet what it is because I don't want to jinx myself. But it's something big that I'm really excited about. It's not nail related, like I said, but it's like a huge step in my life. And I'm just really excited about it. And I can't wait to tell you guys. If you guys are interested in knowing, I probably will blog it just to share my experience. But I know she was telling me, like, you should probably do another, like, a separate channel for, like, your personal life. But like I said, y'all don't be doing nothing. It tells, I don't know what it is, but I'm here for it. I'm assuming. Yeah, I'm most likely gonna do it. And then we got a question. It's a Cherise. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. How long did it take you to learn how to do nails? Honestly, I don't have like a timeline where I never like kept up with it because I was so young. But I think it was maybe like a year before I actually started working on people. But even then, like, you know, I was still getting lifting here or there. My rhinestones were still falling off. You know, you learn as time goes by, you learn more and more. It's like this industry is, you know, like it's never, the learning is never gonna end. It's always gonna be something new for you to learn. Katie said, is it weird that I'm 12 and I can do acrylic better than my mom and she did them in high school? Girl, it's not weird. A lot of the time it's easier for younger people to learn things than it's easier for younger people to learn faster than older people. That's what I always say. So it's really good. That just means that as you get older, you're gonna get a lot better. So it's easy. I mean, it's good that you're starting young. Yeah, I think I most definitely will do a separate channel if I do decide to do it. Most likely I will, but just like, I don't know, y'all. I'll think about it. Nay, let's see. Nay said, is the NSI nail kit any good? Honestly, I've never even heard of that, so I don't want to give you advice on something that I don't know. But if anybody knows about the NSI nail kit, let us know down below so Nay's nails can see what you think. Yes, Maria, you do have to go to school to be licensed in nail care or cosmetology. Alondra, I use the, what am I trying to say? I use the Madam Glam base coat and gel top coat, and it works so good. Um, yes, the she said, Mari said, I like the nail tips you have on your on your store. They're very sturdy. Yes, that's definitely what I like about my nail tips, that they're so sturdy, because there's other nail tips that you can't even file them right because they're so flimsy. No, that's definitely not it, Darlene Rodriguez. Not getting a storefront. That's something that I never like really wanted, just because, oh, y'all, my hair got stuck to my necklace, because I can't see myself being in one spot for too long. Like, I get tired of things really easily. So I can't see myself being in one spot for too long. Like, whether it's a storefront, like, I just can't do it. Like, I would love to, but right now it's like, with me still being young, like, I just don't want to be in one spot for too long. I want to be able to go and come as I please. And I think I'm just so used to like doing nails on my own and being able, like making my own schedule. And when you have a storefront, it's like you have to have a set schedule for your business. And that's just what I'm not ready for. Maybe when I get older or something, but for right now, no. It said the nail drawers that are must-haves. I use my 180 sanding band, which those are the ones that you take off after each client. Those you use to remove the shine from the natural nail. The next one would be the extra fine or fine drill bit. That's to remove, to follow the acrylic down after you apply your acrylic, to smooth it out at the end. And then the extra coarse or coarse safety drill bit. That's to remove the gel polish or to thin down your colored acrylic. Let's see. Okay, so these Swarovski crystals that I use, actually, these are actual, y'all don't judge me, but I can't say the name wrong. Right, it says Swarovski. Somebody sent me the pronunciation, but I can't say it right. But I got them from Sky Beads. I do have a promo code for them now, so I'll be sure. I posted it on my Instagram. I think it's Getting Old 5. I think it's Getting Old 5. That's the promo code for them. Dulce, she asked about my nose piercing. Let me tell you about my nose piercing. So last night I was like that close to taking it out, because I keep pulling out on it. Like the other day, or it's been a while since I lost like my little diamond stud, which is what I had in. So I put this hoop in and I keep like pulling on it, whether it's with my shirt, with my nails. I know the other day I pulled it when I was asleep, and I just remember it hurting so bad. So now I have like a bump, like blood right there, and I'm waiting on it to heal. But when I first got it done, it didn't hurt, and then I had to get it redone because it fell out, and like a couple months later I got it redone, and it hurt more the second time than it did the first time. No, Maria, you cannot be self-taught and go take the test. You have to clock your hours for your cosmetology license or your nail license. Like, you literally have to go. For my school, we literally had to clock in with our fingertip, kind of like a job. You have to clock those hours. This is not something that you can just teach yourself and go take your test. It's not something that you can do online. You have to go to an actual school. Jemiah, okay, so she asked about a school. Now, I don't know where you're from, but wherever you're from, just go on Google and look up cosmetology schools. And then a lot of cosmetology schools also offer just the nail course. So you would just have to look in your area, do your research, and call around to see if they offer just nail classes. Okay, let's see. I lost my place. I do have remember that if you are looking for a specific video, I do have a video on how to gain clientele. So anytime you're looking for like a specific video, all you have to do is just go on YouTube search bar and just type in like how to gain clientele Natalie, or Natalie how to gain clientele, how to use a nail drill, and make sure that you put my name at the end or at the beginning. That way you will see mine pop up. But I do already have a lot of the videos that people ask for. I already have, so just go on there and search for it, because a lot of the time I can't, you know, get to everyone's questions. When I was in school, oh, excuse me, when I was in school, I went Monday through Friday from 3 to 9, but it was different for, you know, all schools are different. Tanya Rivera, the website is gonna go up on Friday, which will be not May, but April 10th. I'll post about it tomorrow on my Instagram. If you Alondra, if you just go on Madame Glam's website and just type in base coat, you'll see it pop up. Katie, okay, Katie, she said, is applying gems with just gel polish or gel top coat effective? Honestly, I always use a glue. I think I've used the top coat before and they didn't last, so I would suggest using a glue. But yeah, my phone just said I only have 10% left, so I'm gonna go ahead and answer just a few more questions, and then I'm gonna go inside to charge my phone. But we definitely had a good talk. We've been on here for going on 2 hours, because I did the other video earlier and then I had to log off. Tasha, I'm really good to hear that, and thank you so much for the support. V Rincon, he said, what is your all-time favorite electric drill? How do you which do you recommend for beginners? I've been using the Scarlet Melody Susie nail drill, and it works really good for me. All of the drills that I've reviewed work really good. It just depends on what style you want, the price that you're willing to pay, but the one that I'm using right now, I do highly recommend. Jasmine, she said, for the Mia Secret gel resin, do you have to use the spray, and if so, why? Okay, so when you're using gel resins like the Mia Secret, the Soleil nail adhesive, those are gel resins, which means that they're going to be a little bit thicker than regular nail glue. So with them being a little bit more thicker, they're going to take a little bit longer to dry. So when you spray the activator spray, it basically dries the glue instantly. And honestly, I feel like whenever you spray the glue on there and it dries the glue, I feel like it makes them last a lot longer. Mari, the nail tips that I have I also have some stiletto nail tips on my website, and those are also very sturdy. They're not flimsy at all. Thank you, Gabriela Lopez. Thank you so much, girl. Natalie said, someone named Natalie said, for ombre nails, do you use regular nail polish or do you use gel polish? So I think Friday or Thursday, I posted a video of me doing the ombre, like it was different designs, and I did an ombre nail. Now that was regular nail polish. Anytime I do the ombre with the sponge, I always use regular nail polish. I honestly do not even know how to, well, I probably do if I practice, but I can't ever do the ombre with gel polish. The small, Maria, the small crystals are SS6. The smallest ones that I use, I don't know if you can tell, but like the smaller ones are SS6. The medium ones are SS12, and then the bigger ones are like SS16. Olivia, no, I've never used the Cocoist or Presto gels. I've never used them. Hope, yes, I still like the IBD gel top coat. It works really good. I stopped using it because I started using the Madame Glam, but I still have some IBD, so sometimes like if I run out of my Madame Glam, I'll still use my IBD. Diana Jules, she said, I'm a beginner and I was wondering if it would be better to start with colored acrylics or gel polish. Honestly, that's just a personal preference. You know, it just depends on if you want to spend your money on gel polish or colored acrylics, but either or are, you know, it's good. It's no rules on what you can use and can't use as a beginner. Just whatever you feel comfortable with. For the ombre nail, I did regular polish for like the colors, and then I did a gel top coat. But when you use a gel top coat with regular nail polish, you want to make sure that your regular polish is 100% dry before you go in and do the top coat. What colored acrylics do I recommend? Nail Supply Glamour has some that are really good. Mia's Secret ones are a little bit harder to work with, but they're not bad. And then I recently just bought the Valentino colored acrylics, and they work really good, but they are a lot more expensive. I think I paid like $900 for 100 colored acrylics. May R, no, I don't use the dipping powders. That's just something that none of my clients ever asked for. I've done a video, but that was really the only time I ever used it. As far as my crystals, the ones that I mainly use are SS6 and SS12. Those are like the ones that I always use. Christy, yeah, if you decide that you only want to do colored acrylic, that's completely fine. You don't really even need to buy any. If you decide that that's just what you want to focus on is colored acrylic, then you don't even need gel polish unless, you know, you want to do like, I don't know, like a design or a certain design or something. So it would be good to just keep a few like the main colors. So like your black, white, pink, red, you know, like the main colors, just to be safe. The Young No Protein Bond is a primer. Chelsea, honestly, during this quarantine, like y'all, I know y'all see that bee above me. Oh, I honestly have been watching a lot of TV. I already have a lot of videos. Well, the ones from last week, they were already all pre-recorded, so all I had to do was upload them. But this week I don't really have many videos to upload, so I do have to find I'm gonna just do it on my mom to upload my videos. For Maria, the glue that I use for my crystals is the Soleil Nail Adhesive. She has the Instagram, and I just buy it from her. She has a nail supply store. Fiberglass itself, fiberglass is more it's an older product. I actually never learned to use it. I know what it is because my teacher had some when I was in high school, but we never actually used it, to be honest. Yeah, Angel, I watched the whole show. Olivia, I'm gonna be posting a video of me doing my own nails like this week. But as far as shaping your own nails, it's really the same way that you would shape anybody else's nails. You just have to make sure that you hold your file however you feel comfortable. Angelina said, are Valentino acrylics easy to work with? Girl, yes, they go on like butter, but again, they are a little bit more expensive. The practice hand, somebody said use my practice hand to do videos. I will, but it's just harder to work with, and it's not the same. Natalie, she said, how do you deal with really picky people? Girl, just take a deep breath and try not to strangle them because it can get really annoying. Somebody said, how do you keep your nails healthy? Just making sure that you don't over file on your natural nail. Remember that when you're removing the shine, you're literally just removing the shine. You're not wanting to like file it down and thin it out. Literally just removing the shine. And also, you know, every now and then if you feel like your nails are super thin, just, you know, stop doing your nails. Maybe do like a nail strengthener on them. But other than that, you know, make sure that you do give your nails a break, especially, well, really only if you're like over filing to the point where your nails are hurting. I would suggest you know, taking a little time off. Someone said, do I recommend the Ready Wanna practice hand? Honestly, y'all, that one is so hard to work with because it's like you actually have to hold it. I was gonna do a video the other day on it, and it's just so hard to work with. Like, I wouldn't spend that one was sent to me, but if it was just on me, like I wouldn't spend my money on it. No, I was okay. So when I was looking for the colored acrylics, I was looking into Vanessa's nail colored acrylic powders. I was gonna buy her collection, but I know well, I didn't see that she said no DMs, but I tried to message her to ask her if it came with like really bright colors, because that's really what I wanted, was like the brighter summer colors, and she didn't reply to me. So that's why I decided to just go ahead and go with Valentino, because it was just like impulse buy, honestly. Um, yeah, see, somebody else said that they don't really like the silicone hand. It's just so hard to work with. Okay, but I'm gonna go again. My phone's about to go dead, so I just want to go ahead and tell you guys bye. I will see you guys next week. I'll start posting my regular videos tomorrow. Yeah, my hand hurt from holding my phone. My wrist hurts so bad, but I'm gonna start back posting my regular videos tomorrow. Scissors, I don't use scissors for like the cuticle area. I use nippers. Okay, but Mia Secret. Okay. So we talked about this in the last video, but KM said that Mia Secret is owned by a Hispanic person, and the reason why we were talking about that is because I said that not a lot of people knew about Mia Secret, and then all of the stores that I knew that sold Mia Secret were like Hispanic stores. So that's how that conversation came about. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go. Olivia, the nail clippers that I bought are from Amazon. If you go on one of my any videos, the link is in the description. But okay, bye. Y'all, sorry. But I'll go ahead and let you guys go. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, being at home bored, not able to go out. Like, I'm so used to like going out to the stores and shopping. I miss TJ Maxx, I miss Marshalls, I miss at home. Like, y'all, I miss my stores. Like, what is life? Like, what am I gonna do? Like, I'm gonna go crazy. That's why I'm like, let me, like, I promise, if I wasn't sitting here talking to you guys, like, I would be in my room watching TV, scrolling through my Instagram, scrolling through Facebook, back to my Instagram, back to Facebook, back, and like, I'm going crazy, guys. So that's why, like, I got on here, because I was like, let me do something productive and help people out, because like, we're gonna go crazy, y'all. Like, just sitting at home, like, this is not life. Like, y'all, like, what are we gonna do? Like, I can't do this no more. Like, life needs to go back to normal, because this is not what's up. Like, I can't do this no more. Oh, but yeah. Yeah, I definitely need to read more. That's something that I don't do. The other day, I tried to read a book and I fell asleep. So like I said, I hate reading, but that would definitely be something good to do. Thank you so much. I did hit 100,000 subscribers over the weekend, and I'm really thankful for that. Yes, all of the nail tips that I use are straight nail tips. I do also sell the curved ones as well, which I have clear and natural in those, but for all of my clients except for one person, I use the straight nail tips. Thank you so much again, y'all. I really appreciate the love and support. Trust me, I never thought that I would be at a point in my life where I would be doing YouTube and I would have this many subscribers and that many followers on my Instagram. So I'm really thankful to have people that support me like this, and that, you know, continue to motivate me as I motivate you guys. We kind of are like a big team. And something else that I did want to mention is that I really appreciate how positive you guys are. I know when I first started YouTube, you know, it was a few, I don't know if maybe I just learned how to cope with it or what, or how to just overlook those things, but like negative comments, I don't see many of those on my videos anymore. So I'm really thankful to have this many positive people on my YouTube, and I really do appreciate that. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and log off of here. Again, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I think I already said bye like 100 times, but for real this time, like, I'm gonna go ahead and go. But make sure that if you are not subscribed, that you go ahead and subscribe to my channel, so you are notified every time that I post a video, and then also for whenever I do random lives like this, to where we kind of just vent with each other. But Marty, I don't know, girl. I don't know. Like, we, at this point, we don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going on with the world. Like, we just got to pray about it and keep moving. Yeah, my phone's, let's see. My phone is literally about to die, y'all. But yeah, so I'll see you guys next time. And again, make sure that you subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram for more content. So I appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys next time.